It's episode 16 of our 12 Days of Christmas collection giveaway. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee.
Vincent, get back here this instant!
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, 16 episodes of giving away things. We've given out a lot of things thus far. So many things.
And we got many amazing companies who have been so generous and sponsored so many board games.
We got more generosity coming our way.
It's so exciting.
So much more. Okay, here we go. Okay, now, opening spiel. Let's go through it. I've been getting pretty good at this.
Yes, you have.
So, right, if you're new to the episode, new to the series, here's what it's about. Across 24 episodes, over 12 days, I will be taking you on a tour through our entire Board Game Coffee collection, and in each of those episodes, I will be giving away anywhere from 1 to 4 games for you to build up your very own collection. Now, the winners of these contests will be announced in a live episode that will take place in this studio after all the videos are done. No winners will be picked until then, which gives you 2 weeks to enter into all 24 videos. Because you can enter in all 24 videos, which you should, because that means you could potentially win everything. It's possible, but not likely. It's as possible as you,
winning the lottery?
Winning the lottery while getting hit by lightning on a horse. You know what I mean? It's a chance. But what I'm saying is you could win more than once. So enter in all the videos. Okay, here we go. And before we go into the collection, also, let's remember that we have a link to the Sick Kids Hospital page that we started where you can donate to help the kiddies during this holiday season. Keep everything festive. But you don't have to. There is absolutely no requirement or obligation for you to do this.
We're just trying to bring awareness to the kids.
Yeah, and just kind of help them out if we can. That was it. It went well the first time we did, so we're just trying to do it again. Has nothing to do with whether you're going to win or lose. Has nothing to do with anything. Just helping the kids. Okay, so I think that covered everything, right? We're good to go. Let's go through the collection, and let's see what games we're giving away this time. Ready?
Contour. I feel like we played this game. I don't...
I've played this. Time ago. I've played this at... Fan Expo where I got this. I don't remember if I played this with you when I got back. I got this when I was with Chris.
I think we did play it.
It was Gigamic. They were there, and it was when Fan Expo was trying to get board games into it, and they had that 1 year. It was like, hey, this is gonna grow. It didn't. It grew it went the other direction.
2019, I think. It
was like bang, it just disappeared. Yeah, it was when 2018, because it was when we started Board Game Coffee. It was the first year, so we were a few months old. And so we bought this because we're like, oh yeah, let's talk. Getting to board games. Let's interview some people and check some things out. We didn't know what to do,
right.
So we bought this. And the premise of this game was, I think you can draw things, but you can only draw straight lines. And I don't know if you can only draw 15 strokes in 30 seconds. So you have to make one drawing using 15 strokes, so just straight lines, and you have 30 seconds to do it. And then it's like Pictionary with a set rules. And I found it rather interesting, actually. I never drew anything as good as that fox. What I did was a mess. And you can't spell out the words, because that would be the easiest thing if you just spell it out. Then you're good. Okay, so that was... And, this is also about the same time. It's also from Gigamic. It's Galapagos. Now, this I got... They sounded interesting when they sold it to me, but back then I didn't realize that I wasn't much of a social, deduction party game person, and that seems like what this is, because I think it's a cooperative game until the food is gone. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I know things go bad, just like the game says. It's cooperative until the food goes gone, but I don't remember what it is. It sounded interesting when they told me, but it's been so long since 2018.
Yeah,
I don't remember at all. You know what I do remember going to that show, though? Because Fan Expo is a great comic convention. It's like comics, anime, sci-fi. It's a big fan expo, and it's 120,000 people go a year. It's in Toronto, my hometown. I've been going since it started, and it was not 120,000 people then. And it's been going on for over 25 years, I think, now. So I've been going since day one. And the only time I've ever missed was during lockdown.
Yeah.
Only time I've never gone. But it was funny when we went this year. I was like, oh, this is perfect. They're starting board games. We're starting board game coffee. This works out. It's kismet, meant to happen. And remember, we talked to this one booth. I'm not going to name any names. But talked to them. I was like, hey, yeah, we're doing a YouTube channel. We just want to talk to you about your games. And they're like, oh, yeah? You got a channel, eh? Do you get a lot of free games? I was like, we get some. Yeah. Bet you nice. Just go around just getting free games. And he was implying that I was there trying to get
we were just trying to give
free game. And I was just like, no, man, I just want to interview you about your game. Like, I never asked for anything from anybody. And yeah, and I was like, okay, all right. I don't know if he went back and watched our channel later because the next day I saw him and he was like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, the designer's in the thing. I was like, okay, cool. That's all I want to do, man. I just want to do an interview. I interviewed and he was like, okay, thanks. And that was it.
I don't know why people would be so mean like that.
Or
unwelcoming.
Well,
there's someone who's trying to start it.
There was another story, and he wasn't actually the guy running the booth. He was running the booth, but it wasn't his thing. He was like assisting.
Oh.
The guy it was his thing. He was nice. But I did go to another booth, which I might name names if I ever had their games, but I'll never have their game because he was a dick.
Oh.
I'm not gonna mention names, but this designer was an absolute dick.
Okay, let's not get into that.
I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? I just wanna, and he's like, what do you wanna buy? I was like, no, I just wanna I have a board game channel. We're just starting. I thought, maybe I can ask you a few questions, maybe do a quick interview. 15 minutes. And he's like, I don't have time. And he walked away. And I was like, wow, you're a dick. You're such a, his whole attitude, even was short, it was so negative. I was screw your game.
It's almost like
burn it.
When they say don't meet your idol or whatever.
He was my idol.
I know, but it's the same kind of.
No, it wasn't. He's a dick. It's like when they say, when you meet a dick, that's what it was like. Anyways, this has nothing to do with that. This is from Aiello, but actually we got this at what are they? Oh, they Hatchet. I can't remember what they're called, but it's yellow. I don't think you pronounce. It's just it's just yellow, not Aiello. Anyways, this is Masterword. I got this. It's funny. I was talking to the person and I was like, I'm not much. Oh, Reno. I got it at Reno. And I was like, I'm not really into party games. They're like, oh, really? Well, we have this we can give you. I was like, what is that? They're like, it's a party game. I was like, okay. so I took it. I was like, I'll give it a shot. What the hell? Ow! you just destroyed me. You just ran into my finger. There's more. Give me.
There is?
It's all the same.
Oh, it's in my hand. That's why I couldn't find it in the pile.
Anyways, Bargain Quest from... I didn't know Renegade Game Studios put this out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
They put this out. I can't remember if it was Shut Up and Sit Down, but I watched some video and they were talking about this. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a cool concept. I know nothing about it. I don't even remember what the video was about. Oh, actually, I think I do remember. what it was about. I think the concept of this is... You're not the adventurers going on slaying the dragon. You're running the stores that needs to sell things to the adventurers.
Oh, I like
so adventurers that need supplies like swords and shields and staves. Yeah. You're the store that sells it to them. That's the concept.
That's cool.
Just kicked in.
Oh, I like that.
That's right. That's why I bought it because I did know. I backed it because I was like, oh, that's a cool concept.
The Hunger.
The
we played
Hunger.
This while I was in labor. Did we? No, it was after.
After Xavier was born. It was the first thing we played. And I kicked your ass.
Yes, you did.
Drugged up or not. Beat you down. We played this we were lucky. We had a suite because they were tight on options. And luckily our coverage covered a suite. Yeah. So we got a suite when Xavier was born. And it was a big room. There was tables and couches and whatever. Brittany was bedridden. So I just kind of wheeled the table up to her. Set up this on one of the hospital tables. It was a little tight, but we made it work. And we played The Hunger there.
Yeah.
And I was learning it during that time because we did the how to play.
Yes, that's right.
For The Hunger. And this is a Richard Garfield thing. Now, The Hunger is like you're a vampire. You go out and you're like, it's a deck builder, right? Yeah. Because you're going out and you're doing things. You're collecting.
Yeah, and you're collecting.
It's a deck builder. You're
collecting people.
You collect people, but I think the people are bad because they slow down your deck because they don't do much. So points at the end of the game, but they don't do much when they're in your deck, so they just slow you down. It's like you're getting full. So there's you have to make your right plays. It's like, oh, these cards are good for points, but if I take them now, they're going to bog down my deck and I can't do much later. And then the game, it's like a track, and you have to get to this rose to get back. But you don't have to get to the rose. At any point, you can turn back. But once you go back to the castle, you can't leave again. But you have to get back to the castle before the sun comes up, or you turn to dust. But if you want to know any more, check out our how to play video.
I really like the art on that game.
Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful.
So this game, I forgot we had. I'm so excited to find it.
Yes. Clank. This is Clank Legacy. Yeah.
Clank Legacy.
From Direwolf.
I'm a big fan of Clank.
And Renegade, like Renegade's part of the Clank series is awesome.
Amazing.
Clank series is awesome. We have a review on the original Clank.
Yeah, we do.
And that's when I didn't know what Clank was, and I have this thing where I mentioned this. It's not a joke. I mentioned in the script, in the video, where I was like, the girl was like, "Oh, this is a fun game." Not this. She was holding up Clank, and she's like, "Yeah, you should try Clank." And I was like, "Great. What's a Clank?" Like, I don't know what the hell it was. She was describing it to me. I was like, "Okay, that sounds interesting. Dungeon crawl, deck builder, blah blah blah." So
I think the Clank preview is actually one of my favorite previews we've ever done.
It was an oldie. It was one of the first
oldie,
ones.
And we were just.
It was fun.
It was a fun one.
I think the sound on that one's messed up for some reason.
It might be, but it was still one of my
I don't
favorites.
remember. But
because you do like a flash back, and it's black and white, and then you do a flash forward, and it's color. Like to
right. Don't we have the monster? I think
we have the monster in it.
It's like Lord, whatever his name is, and you're sucking up to him. There's a skit where you're sucking up to him. That's right. Now, Clank. We're here talking about Clank Legacy.
Yes.
Clank Legacy, when it was announced, I was so excited because we hadn't gotten into Legacy games yet. Well, we're just barely getting into them now.
Yeah.
And but we love Clank. Clank is one of our favorite games. Yeah. We played Clank so much, it's crazy. So when this came out, it was like awesome, and everybody's been talking crazy good things about it. So I gotta try it. You can try it and tell me, but all I've heard is good things.
Speaking of Clank,
this is the original.
Yes.
Yeah.
A deck building adventure.
So Clank deck building adventure. Board Game Coffee seal of approval. It's that good, as we've just described. And I told you a story about how I first found it, and I was like, what? It's a Clank. So yeah, check out our review. Loved it. And since our review, we've played it more and more, and I've just liked the game more and more. I want to play it right
now, I'm not going to lie.
It's so good. It's so good.
We should lose.
Oh, we have an expansion for this.
Oh, yeah. And you specifically said don't forget the expansion.
I said don't forget the expansion when you give it to me.
Yeah.
So, Clank Sunken Treasures. Now, I read this. We never got to play with this.
Yeah.
This, floods certain chambers.
Oh.
So that's a sunken treasure portion. So I definitely want to try this with Clank. And what can I say is it doesn't get much better than Clank until
Clank in Space.
Clank in Space. Another Board Game Coffee seal of approval. Why there's two is because they're different games. They're the same game, but they're different. They're not expansions to each other. You don't play them with each other. They're their own individual things. And this is still great. This is better.
Yeah.
But, we've played this so much. We had such good times with it. It's what got us into this series. We cannot not give that a seal of approval.
Absolutely love the pop culture references on a lot of the cards.
Like the Wesley Sniper cards.
It's so good.
Wesley Sniper.
It's so good.
I think Wesley Sniper.
I don't...
Oh my god, it's a late night. It's a late night. Like Wesley Crusher.
I feel like Clank is probably one of my...
Let me correct myself before people start reaming on me being like, Wesley Sniper. Wesley Crusher from Star Trek Next Generation. I'm just a little tired. It's late here. We've done 60. We're trying to get these videos done as fast as possible because really this whole giveaway was pretty last minute. Thank you for publishers for jumping on board and helping.
And being so supportive.
So anyways, Clank in Space is so good. So again, they got the same deal. They're like deck building dungeon crawlers.
Yeah.
Now this one has got a much more interesting, because you're on a ship and you're stealing from, I forgot, Lord Zarg or whatever his name is. It's like
an alien or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it was like. I can't remember what his name is, but it doesn't matter what his name is. But yeah, you're stealing from, here's an example of the spoofs, like the Ruby.
Oh, okay.
From Fifth Element, Ruby, whatever his name was. Anyways, but yeah, you're creeping along this ship, and the whole thing about Clank, just so you know, and this goes for both of them. This is what they're about. Is you don't want to wake up the monster, so the clank is the noise. You don't want to make clank.
As you're robbing them.
So you're trying to basically go around, you're trying to steal things from the dungeon. You're trying to pillage the dungeon, building your deck, but there's clank cards, and clank cards make noise, and that wakes up the monster, and then the monster gets you, then you're in trouble. So, and then there's there's something about a track, I can't remember. There's a monster track that goes up.
Yeah, because you put your colors into a bag, and then it's kind of like a push and left where you're pulling out your colors, and you're hoping it's not you.
That's right. Every time, is it time to put a clank, you put a color in the...
Every time there's a clank, you put a color in, and I think it's at the end of something.
That's right, damage is done right. It's like, it's like, who because he made noise. It's like who's
Clank.
getting damaged by the monster. Because
Yeah.
I think it's something like that, right? We
It's been a while,
played it a while ago.
But honestly, Clank is one of my top 5 games of favorites.
Top 5 games of favorites.
It's late. Stop making fun of me. I'm so tired.
So
I haven't slept since 2020.
we've had so many tight games in this because in Clank in Space, in the original Clank, you're basically going underground and then you have to just like leave the underground before a certain time. Clank in Space has a similar thing, but you have to get to the escape pods to get out before the Lord whatever gets you.
Yeah, it's so good.
But it's cool because there's certain parts that are locked up. You have to like go get the key by doing these like switches or whatever, so you can get in there. And then there's teleporters, right? You can teleport. It's
in this one.
Yeah, there's so many like great cards because the deck building is amazing. You can build certain kinds of decks. It's just
I feel so happy now that we're talking about it.
so
Like, I just want to play it.
so good, so good. I'm gonna put Clank in my top 10.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought of making a video. The 20 games in my top 10. my favorite 20 games in my top 10.
Actually, I vote for that one.
So, Renegade also did this. This is Terror Below. Now, Terror Below was actually Fate. I didn't get this when it was, I believe it was on Kickstarter. I don't know. I had an option to get this and I didn't. And it was worked out because then we went to that cabin with Daryl where we played the boot camp, the board game boot camp, where we just played board games for a week and we slept there and you played board games.
I must have played 30 games that weekend.
And Terror Below was one of the prizes, and I won Terror Below. So I was like, it was meant to be.
Cool.
So yeah, I never bought it. This totally looks like it was supposed to be the what's the license Kevin Bacon and the Worms? Tremors. This is totally like this is totally Tremors, but it's like they didn't get the license. That's totally what this looks like. It's got the truck, it's got the worms, and but license or not, because it reminds me of Tremors. That's why I wanted to play it.
Interesting.
I love Tremors. Kevin Bacon classic. I keep forgetting what this is called. It's Tanto Curo. Curo. Anyways, there's a series of these deck building games. Now, phew!
Bless you.
Oh my god, that sneeze almost blew out my eyeballs and my ears. Okay, anyways. So, Tanto Curo. So, there's a series of these games, and they're deck building games, and I always never really took them seriously because it looks like they were just trying to get the market of like, look, big boob anime girls. Buy it. It's got big boob anime girls, right? And the first time I saw this was at Essen, and I saw their booth, and then they had girls in these costumes. Now, I met those girls. They happened to be at the same restaurant where I discovered, because that was the guy who ran that booth is who bought us dinner. So he brought the girls over to his booth. They're super nice girls, and they were so fun to talk to, and they really liked the game. So I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But so they worked there. I didn't know if I could trust them. They were nice and all, but don't know. But so I never bought it, and then I met other people, and they were like, oh, I love that game. Oh, I love that game. And most of the people I met that told me this were females. So I was like, oh, okay. It wasn't just like...
it's not just a ploy.
Yeah, it wasn't just like pervy teenagers who like big boob anime girls. I mean, like, who doesn't? I do. I like them. But not enough to base on a game. It's kind of like I'll never go to a movie because it's got a pretty actress in it. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you still have to be a good movie. But yeah, I've heard so many good things about this series, but I didn't know which one to buy. So I bought the Oktoberfest one. I didn't know which one was the core one. I was just like, I'm just going to pick this one up. And people told me that, somebody told me the Oktoberfest one was really good. Somebody else told me the Oktoberfest one was their favorite one.
Oh, great. Good
but we should play this. I've never played it. It looked really simple. I just kind of like looked through it to see how complicated it would be to play. It seems very simple. So I'm game. All right, we have a giveaway alarm. Brittany, are we at the end of the episode?
No.
Because Brittany's only been giving me the giveaways at the end of the episodes recently, it seems. Okay, so
spicing up
we are giving away a copy. Well, technically, Queen's Games.
Yes.
Thank you, Queens.
Queen. Oh my gosh,
Games.
You made me say Queens. Thank you, Queen Games.
Queen Games has hooked us up with a copy of Copenhagen to give you. Now, we played Copenhagen. We played it at our very first media event.
That's right.
At Gen Con.
No, it wasn't Gen Con. It was Origins.
Origins. The other Gen Con. So it was Origins. Yeah, Origins. And that's when we met Rodney, is that at that event. We met Jesse from Quackalope. We met Rodney there.
Yeah.
That's when we met.
And I remember saying on a video, I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I can meet Rodney. And then I met Rodney at the event and I was so starstruck.
So
I was like, my dream is to be friends with Rodney.
I think I gave him a heart attack at that event because I just saw him. I was like, Rodney! And I just reacted. He's like, whoa. And I think he came over.
So nice.
He might have came over like, do I know this guy? He acts like I know. It was like he was a long lost friend when I called him. Anyways, we're good now. Me and Rodney, we're good. We're good, Rodney. And then we also met Travis, a lovely man who works at Queen Games.
Yes.
And
He's been very good to us too.
Yeah, Travis has been very good to us. So we learned how to play this. We actually demoed this at Gen Con.
We did, yes.
So Travis asked us if we wanted a demo, so we went down. So Board Game Coffee did a special thing. So did Blue Peg, Pink Peg.
That's right.
They were teaching too. So Brittany taught Copenhagen at one table. I taught it at another table. My table had so much more fun. You could tell by like the laughter and just the overall happiness. I think rainbows were shooting out of the table. We had a great time. Anyways, so Copenhagen's great. Now it's a polyomino game. See if you can see the back.
Oh, I like it so much.
It's like you build up these polyominoes from the base up, kind of like Tetris. So you imagine like they're falling down. They're not actually falling down, but you basically build up. And if you build rows and columns, you trigger these bonuses to get to get cards. And I can't remember.
It's to get
there's a bunch
certain like bonus cards to give you abilities.
Yeah, and there's certain cards here that give you. I can't remember.
No, that's so you can put down your colors.
Oh, you remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you put down so
Tell me more.
You need the color of the cards in order to put down that many shapes. So if you have 3 reds, you can put down.
Oh, a 3 shape. That's how.
I think so. Or
okay.
Or maybe you need 3 cards to put down a 2 shape. I can't remember.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the exact rules. What I do remember.
3 cards for a 4 shape. Sorry. Something like that.
What I do remember is we had a lot of fun with Copenhagen.
I really enjoyed Copenhagen.
Yeah, Copenhagen's a fantastic game.
And I like it because like there's still a lot of thought in it, but it's a quicker game, so you can play a lot like back to back.
There's a roll and write as well. We don't have the roll and write.
And I love the colors.
We have a prototype of the roll and write, or we had a prototype.
I was actually gonna bring that up of like I don't see the roll and write here.
I think it's stuffed in one of the other bins we didn't bring out during our prototype thing.
I actually really enjoyed the roll and write too.
Because the prototype, all we have is we don't have like a box. It's
I think
like
we
loose.
printed
It was
out
like
the papers.
it was like loose dice.
Yeah, that's right.
So we don't, and then we just destroyed the papers when we played it. And
but it was the same type of concept, but only you're rolling the colors.
Yeah, we did a preview for that. If you want to know.
Oh, that's right.
We did a preview video for that. But yeah, it got destroyed because the preview video ran out of sheets. So basically, all we have is some dice that don't even belong to that game. It's just like generic dice.
That's right, because it's a prototype at the time.
So anyway, so we don't really have anything for it. But I prefer this version over the roll and write.
I do as well.
So if you're curious about Copenhagen. Oh, and the deluxe edition is pretty sweet.
It's very
very
sweet. Pretty.
It's got the clear plastic pieces instead of cardboard, but they're sharp. You can like take somebody's eye out with them. You can cut yourself on them. They're sharp, but they're really pretty. Is a little more costlier. The plastic versions are just costlier.
Yeah.
But they're pretty.
Especially if you're Canadian.
But the game plays the same. So.
Because we were in the States when we were.
Anyways, Copenhagen, you won't be disappointed with Copenhagen. Oh yeah, so I forgot, just because we talked about it so much. That was sponsored. We mentioned that. That's a sponsored giveaway by Queen Games. Very generous. You won't be disappointed. Copenhagen's a great game.
Thank you, Queen.
Okay. What else we got? More Renegade Game Studios. We have a lot of Renegade stuff.
We do. There's a lot in this episode.
My Father's Work. This isn't open.
We did a preview of this.
We did a preview, and because
we had the prototype.
Yeah, we had the prototype, and then they were nice enough to send us a brand new copy.
Yeah.
So
really
benefits of being in the industry. Now I want to play this because when we played the prototype, it was a little rougher because there's like
they were still working.
There was more reading to do, and now there's an app that helps you do a lot of it. So there's a lot of app that there's still a lot of reading you're gonna have to do because there's certain story elements that are just for you. There's private.
Yeah.
And but then we didn't have the app integrated part, so you had to do everything manually. But it's a worker placement, but it's like a worker placement in kind of like a Mary Shelley's Frankenstein type of setting. And it's cool because you have to go out into the town, get supplies, and then there's also you get into situations. It's not just resource management because there's also... Are you building a monster?
You're building you're continuing your father's work.
It's not a monster. It's whatever. You have a different...
mine happened to be a monster woman.
Oh yeah, it's different projects.
That's right.
I think mine... Yeah, I think mine was a werewolf. maybe.
Yeah, because you inherit work,
your
and
father's
then you're
work.
building off of
You
the
inherit
science.
your father, not my father's work. Like that was the
that was
the whole skit in the preview.
I like the preview. You look so good in the preview because we actually had costumes.
I had long hair too, so my hair was longer, so it was all like crazy science hair. But anyways, my father's work thing. It's interesting. It's not just a worker placement because it is a worker placement, resource management type of thing. But and you're improving your mansion.
Yeah.
Because you buy, you're improving your mansion as you go,
right.
so you get these benefits that you get by improving your mansion, and you have workers, and there's certain, like, you send your workers out into town and you stay there, and if you go yourself, I think you can do 2 things, or you do something double. I can't remember. There's like a special ability to your guy, but there's also what's interesting about it is like it's like a story. It's like a campaign, because your work is handed down from generation to generation, and then there's these things, and like you go into this location. And all of a sudden, this is where more than a worker placement kicks in. You go into a location, you're like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, do you want, the story element opens up, and you're like, oh, do you want to go in the back room? Like, yeah. And then it's like, what's in this back room? And they're like, do you want to join our cult?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you read about and it's all secret stuff, and it's all like, because you get information nobody else knows. You're like, okay. And it says like, don't tell anybody else. You're like, okay. You put it down, and people are like, what happened in there? Nothing. You've been reading a book for like 20 minutes. Yeah, so it's interesting, but I want to try it again
with the app,
like the final version, because the prototype showed a lot of promise, but the prototype, again, it was just slower because we had to read everything.
We had to read it.
But a lot of people really like this. So people who have played the final really enjoy it.
It's definitely a game we've been
great
wanting
theme,
to go back to.
great theming.
Okay, this one's heavy.
Everdale. The Complete Collection. This was, we haven't opened this, as you can see. We did an unboxing for Everdell, but it wasn't our copy. Somebody else gave us their copy, and we opened that. They were generous enough to do that. This was sent to us because we did a video for them.
That's right.
They hooked us up with a copy, and that was it. Looking forward to playing it. Everybody else knows more about Everdell than I do, because Everdell's like worker placement, is it? Because I don't know much about it. I don't remember it. We
played it once, didn't
No,
we?
we've never played it. We went through, I read the rules for the preview, because the prototype we got was like, it wasn't even a full thing that you could play. Remember? It was just like certain elements.
Oh,
so it was a weird prototype, because we couldn't fully play it.
That's right.
So we made the preview, or the espresso, whatever we did,
game,
based on just reading the rule book.
Yeah.
But I've never actually played it, so I can't remember. I think it's a worker placement, resource management.
I think so too. I mean, I feel like I played the game because I photographed it so much.
It doesn't have those like rubber fruits. It's got the big tree and the rubber fruits.
And the cute little animals.
Yeah, it looks adorable. It's a great. Everybody loves Everdell, so we don't have to tell you it's great, even though because we've never played it. So everybody's telling us it's great. Okay.
We did a how to play for this.
We did a how to play for this. Didn't we give a copy away of this in another video?
I want to say yes.
I think we did.
I have lost track now.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Renegade has been so good to us.
Renegade has been so good to us. Here's a little sneak peek. If we didn't give a game of this away already, we will. We're going to. But not this video. So I think we did. I think it was in episode 9 when we went through all the prototypes.
Yes.
I think that's what happened.
Right.
I got it.
Just double checking that.
Nailed it.
Thank you, Renegade.
You're
so good to us.
Yeah, anyways, but this isn't a Renegade sponsored thing. This is not the episode you're going to get this.
No.
We're just talking about G.I. Joe. We did a how to play for this.
Episode 9.
It's a deck builder. Yeah, if you want to win this, enter it in episode 9. It's a, G.I. Joe deck builder. Everybody plays the Joes against Cobra, and Cobra's trying to put out like all kinds of schemes, and the whole premise is like you're putting together teams, you put them in vehicles, you send them on missions to go thwart these things. I don't know if thwart is the right term, but actually that's the term I think they use in Transformers. But you're trying to stop Cobra from pulling off whatever schemes they're doing. You're dealing with like the Baroness, Cobra Commander, you're trying to stop them, Destro, but you got all your Joes, or your classic Joes that they all got special abilities. And and you got a whole bunch of classic Joe vehicles that your team hops into, because how big your vehicle depends on how big a team you can take. And you so you can fill up the vehicle yourself, or you can be like, I'm going to take these 2 seats, I got 2 more seats open, who wants to go? And then other people can come in, other players can come in and donate their Joes and go into the fray with you. So it's got a lot of cool concepts. We haven't played that as much as some others, because we focus mostly on doing the how to play for it.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? Transformers. More than meets the eye. We did a how to play for this too.
We did.
I was like, I had a thought stuck in my head, and I'm pretty sure it was how to play. I thought I was forgetting a giveaway.
A giveaway.
It's a giveaway. You know I was forgetting something. So we are giving away a copy of Transformers. Well, again, Renegade is giving away a copy. We're just taking the credit for giving it to you. So they're doing all the heavy lifting. They're supplying the game. They're shipping it to you. We just get to be the heroes. I'd be like, it's yours. Look what we did.
Thank you, Renegade.
Thank you, Renegade, very much for your generous sponsorship of this award. So, game for this prize. Sorry, Brittany, you're I don't know what's happening over there, but you're really distracting me.
I'm sorry.
Brittany's playing like Jenga with the games that are stacked on the floor. Anyways, so yeah, we're giving away Transformers, or Renegade's giving away Transformers, or they're allowing us to give you Transformers. It's a deck building game, and there are a whole series of like G.I. Joe, Transformers, My Little Pony, Power Rangers, and they all play different. All those games play completely different. This one has got this thing called the Matrix. I believe it's called the Matrix. We did the how to play, but I can't remember all the terms because we've played all the games.
Yes, we have.
And I'm getting the terms mixed up from the different games. But you have little standees of your Transformers, and they walk around this thing, and they reveal cards, they flip them over, and some of the cards are cards you can buy. So unlike most marketplace games, or like deck building games, was an open-faced market, the market is all turned face down, and you have to go flip the cards face up to see if it's a card you want to buy for your deck. Or if you're revealing a location, that's a benefit that anybody who goes there can use.
But
or
isn't there also battling?
there could be a Decepticon that you reveal, and then you get like ambushed, and then you get screwed. Or it could be a boss, and that's even worse. And then you have to fight them to just to win and do stuff and get points. And because this thing, it's semi-cooperative because you're working together, but it's whoever has the most points at the end wins. So you have to work together to get through it. But whoever has the most points at the end wins. And they have this mechanic where it's like you can assist the other person, but you don't want people assisting you because if they assist you, you have to split your reward with them. But if you can take it on your own, they don't have to take assistance. But you have to take assistance if you can't do it on your own. So you're like, I got it over my head. All right, Brittany, help me. You know what I mean? And then you're like, here's your points. Get out of here. So then you just get bitter and upset. But so that's Transformers. We're giving that away. And when you get it home, check out our how to play. It's a fantastic how to play. All our Renegade how to plays are really good.
Yeah.
We did a bunch. Oh, speaking of Renegade games. The Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. There's 2 boxes for this.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's this one too.
There's this and the upgrade kit. Now, this was really...
We haven't played yet.
This was really cool because this was on Kickstarter. And I believe Shut Up and Sit Down reviewed it. And they were actually... surprisingly pleased because I think they thought that as I thought. I was like, it's Power Rangers, it's gonna be a little kiddie game, it looks really simple, but they really liked it. I'm pretty sure it was them. It was somebody's review I saw, and that was the thing because I thought similar. I was like, again, I'm not a Power Rangers person, but I don't know why I thought this because the same thing happened with the Power Rangers card game. I was like, I'm not really a Power Rangers card game, and I love the Power Rangers card game. It's so good. So this happened again, and I was like, it looks pretty simple. I don't know, it's Power Rangers. And then I hear reviews and people are like, oh, it's so good. Heroes of the Grid is so good. And I was like, I missed out. But then I did miss out because I went to Origins.
Yep.
No, Gen Con. It was Gen Con. Because Chris helped me bring this back, so it was Gen Con. So I was at Gen Con and I was at the Renegade booth. I was talking to them. And I was like, I'm really looking forward to... Because I'm going to be doing... the official how to play for their new G.I. Joe game that works on the same system. And while I was there talking to them, I was like, I'm looking really forward to working on that. And they're like, oh, you know what? You should take the Power Rangers game because it works on a similar system and you can kind of like warm up and get familiar with how the game mechanics work. G.I. Joe's a little different, but he's got the core mechanic there. And I was like, wow, that's so generous of you. And they're like, oh, no, that's fine. Take this and take this, which is like the upgrade kit. You got to have the upgrade kit. Upgrade kit's awesome. And I was like, you guys are the best. And they're like, no, you're the best. I was like, this is great. I was like, I got to come to the Renegade booth all the time. I was like, you guys are so... I felt so good. But anyways, so I've never played this yet, but I will because the how to play it's going to be, I think we start working that in January.
Okay.
So we got to learn how to play that soon. Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, so that was it. So we'd like to thank our sponsors who were...
Queen Games.
I couldn't
and
remember.
Renegade.
It was a while ago. I just remember, because I remember the Renegade game because it's right here in front of me. But I was like, what was the other one?
Copenhagen.
You got buried.
Oh yeah, I got buried over here.
Thank you.
Oh, you were looking at me to pass it to you.
Yeah. Not to be so judgy.
I wasn't judgy.
Queen Games. that was my point of view.
No.
But anyways, we like to thank Queen Games very much for supplying Copenhagen for this giveaway, and Renegade Games for giving us Transformers. Don't we have 2 copies of Transformers?
We do, but the other one was a prototype.
Anyways, yeah. Sorry, it was we had the prototype, and the prototype had a different look. We did some stuff for that early, and then now we've updated. So this is the Transformers you're gonna get by Renegade, and you're gonna get this by Queen Games. Both excellent, and I think that's it. Oh no, we have to tell them how to win.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was so excited about just giving presents away. I just want to just take them. Here, take them. Can you get that? So okay. Anyways, we got that out of the way. No, why am I moving them out of the way? Let me tell you how to win these. This is what I got to move out of the way. I need some room. Okay, so let me tell you how you're gonna win Copenhagen. How you're gonna win Transformers: The Deck Building Game. Ready? All right. So here's what you got to do. If you want to win Copenhagen and Transformers, you got to follow these steps. You got to subscribe to Board Game Coffee on YouTube. You got to like this video. And in the comments, answer this question. When you have game night at your house, what is the one cardinal rule that no one must break? Is it no drinks at the table? No sticky fingers? Something. There's got to be something. Or maybe the rules on yourself. Like games have to be like, you need to know the rules. Or maybe the minis need to be painted. Like, what is your rule? The crazier the better. If it's something like everybody has to wear socks, which everybody probably is, but you know what I mean. You have fun with it. So what is the craziest rule that you have on game nights in your house? Let us know in the comments, and in your answer, include which country you're from. And now remember, no winners will be decided until all 24 videos are live. So you can enter in all 24 videos, and you'll be entered to win each time. You can win multiple times, and the winners will be announced on our live episode that we'll be filming right here in our studio. And that's the only time we will be announcing the winners. Or that's the first time we'll be announcing them. And then get in contact with us. We'll have the names in the description. We'll explain how all that works. But if you miss out on the live video, don't worry, we will try to reach out. But make sure you are talking to us. There are people out there trying to pretend to be us, trying to get your information. Don't worry, we'll do our best to confirm that it is us. You can contact us through our official channels. Like if you DM us directly, not who messages you, to confirm, we'll let you know if it's us or not. That's the best way to do it. So, okay, that's it.
You didn't say who's eligible.
Oh, right. Thanks, Brittany. Eligibility for this is limited to US and Canada. So that's why in the comments, I want you to let us know which country these games will be getting shipped to, or where you're coming from. Either one works. Either answer works. So let us know US or Canada. And that is all. We will see you again in a few hours. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.